Welcome to a profound legal and emotional showdown. In this 14-minute case, we aren't just looking at a father suing his son for $3,649. We are witnessing the collapse of the parental social contract. The plaintiff, Vince Potter, is filing what we call a claim for restitution. He argues that his financial support was predicated on a specific condition: his son's commitment to education. When Isaiah was expelled for marijuana use and kept it a secret, he didn't just break a house rule. Now, watch how the father builds his case. He's not just venting his frustrations. He's presenting a paper trail. In any litigation, documentation is your best witness. He's laying out receipts for housing, meal plans, and tuition, all investments made into a future that the son had already forfeited. The legal crux here is the duty of disclosure. As a dependent receiving financial support, did Isaiah have a legal or moral obligation to inform his benefactor the moment he was kicked out? The father's testimony reveals a painful breach of trust. He's proving that he fulfilled every part of his parental contract, while the son chose to leave his end of the bargain in a cloud of smoke. This is the moment where we see the high price of silence. The defense finally takes the stand, and it's a classic display of avoidance and mitigation. Isaiah admits to the drug use, but he tries to frame it as a coping mechanism for the pressures of college life. From a legal standpoint, this is a weak defense. Stress does not grant a license to violate institutional policies or defraud a financial supporter. Notice his body language. He's trying to downplay the severity of being expelled. He wants the court to see him as a victim of circumstances rather than the architect of his own failure. But in a court governed by Judge Mathis, excuses without accountability are a recipe for disaster. The son is essentially asking for mercy without showing remorse, a strategy that rarely holds up under the cold light of judicial scrutiny. We've reached the absolute climax of this 14-minute saga, the BMX argument. This is where the generational divide becomes a legal canyon. Isaiah argues that his obsession with bike stunts isn't just a hobby, but his identity, his passion. But here is the professional legal reality. Passion doesn't pay the bills, and it certainly doesn't satisfy a breach of contract. The judge is dismantling the son's logic piece by piece, highlighting the opportunity cost. Every hour Isaiah spent perfecting a backflip was an hour stolen from the academic commitment his father was paying for. It's a brutal reality check on adulthood 101. You don't get to pursue your hobbies on someone else's dime while failing at your primary obligations. The tension in the room is palpable as the judge forces the son to face the mirror of his own choices. The gavel is about to fall, but before it does, Judge Mathis delivers a masterclass in judicial wisdom. He moves beyond the $3,649 and addresses the human capital at stake. He's teaching the son that a father's hard-earned money represents hours of life, sweat, and sacrifice. The final verdict isn't just about returning the cash. It's about restoring the balance of respect. Legally, the son may be ordered to pay for unjust enrichment, money he kept while no longer being a student. But the real judgment is the wake-up call to Isaiah's character. As we close this case, remember, your reputation is the only currency that doesn't depreciate unless you choose to spend it foolishly. The father wins the case, but the real question is, can they ever win back their relationship? Case closed.